When you're giving a presentation, you want to make sure that you use language that helps make your message clear. So you have to be aware of the fact that you're talking to a diverse culture, so you're going to want to use familiar language. The purpose of your speech is to clarify ideas and not make them harder to understand, so you need to be well aware of the language that you're using and make sure that you use language that is better for the type of audience that you're talking to. For instance, if you're talking to one of your friends, you're going to probably use slang terms because that's what they're used to listening to, and they'll have a better time understanding what you're talking about. On the other hand, if you're talking to one of your teachers or an employer, you're probably going to use more sophisticated language because that's what they're used to listening to, and you'll have an easier time keeping them interested in what you're saying. Another big part of this is to make sure that you yourself use language that you're aware of. Many students will just take information from one of their sources and put it into their speech, and they don't always understand the words that they're using. And if you're giving a speech and don't understand what you're saying, you're going to have a hard time getting your audience to understand you. So you need to be well aware of what you're saying so that your audience can stay interested in what you're saying and understand you. Now, another way to make your message clear is to be concise. You don't want to just keep rambling on. You need to get straight to the point and say what you need to say. A lot of students will keep rambling because they feel like they have to get to their time limit. But when they do this, they lose their audience's attention, and that's not something you want to do. You want to make sure that you keep your audience interested in what you're saying and just get straight to the point. And lastly, one other thing that you have to do is you need to build up your credibility. So the best way to do this is to give concrete examples. You don't want to be another person who's just stating their own opinion. You want to be able to keep your audience, you want to give your audience a reason to listen to what you're saying. And the best way to do that is to use concrete examples. Now, language has the power to influence the people around you. So when you're giving a speech, you need to be well aware of the fact that people come from different cultures, different backgrounds, and they have their own personal opinions and views. So when you're giving your speech, you need to be careful that you don't use racist or sexist or even ageist language, because the point of your speech is to influence your audience's opinion and get them to agree with what you're saying. So you can't really do that if you're insulting them. So you need to be very careful about the things that you're saying to them and the language that you're using. And finally, when you give your speech, make sure that you know the audience that you're presenting to. You understand their culture that they come from, so that you can use language that will be received that you use language that will receive the best reaction from your audience. Thank you.